Welcome to The Human Curious. If you enjoy our content, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. For centuries, the faithful have turned to prayer and fasting as pillars of spiritual life. These ancient practices are known to cleanse the soul and bring one closer to the divine. We understand them as acts of devotion. We understand them as acts of discipline. We understand them as acts of purification, yet we often limit our understanding of their effects to the spiritual or the easily observable physical realms. We feel the peace that prayer brings, and we know the body adapts to fasting. But what if the impact of these sacred acts penetrates far deeper than we have ever imagined? Could these timeless traditions be influencing the very fabric of our biological existence in ways that modern science is only now beginning to contemplate, reaching into the smallest, most fundamental levels of our being? It is a question that bridges the gap between the mosque and the laboratory, between ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science. This exploration is not an attempt to prove faith through science, for faith stands on its own foundation of conviction and experience. Rather, it is an exercise in wonder, an invitation to appreciate the potential complexity and magnificent design of our existence. It is about considering that the spiritual instructions we follow may have a wisdom embedded within them that operates on multiple dimensions simultaneously. The physical benefits we can measure, like improved cellular health, might just be the most visible manifestations of a much deeper, more intricate process. The true miracle may lie in the unseen, in the subtle shifts that occur at the quantum level. As we stand on the precipice of new scientific frontiers, particularly in the field of quantum biology, we are gaining the tools to ask these questions with newfound seriousness. We are beginning to see that the world of the very small does not behave according to the classical rules we are used to. It is a world of probability, entanglement, interconnectedness. In Islam, fasting Saum during the month of Ramadan is not merely an act of abstaining from food and drink. It is a profound spiritual exercise designed to cultivate self-discipline, empathy for the less fortunate, a heightened consciousness of God, taqwa. By willingly detaching from a fundamental worldly need, the believer's focus is redirected from the physical self to the spiritual soul. This physical expression of humility, particularly in prostration, symbolizes the ultimate submission to God's greatness. The 5 daily prayers, Salah, structure the day around moments of divine remembrance. Together, prayer and fasting work in beautiful harmony to purify the individual. Fasting empties the vessel, creating space from gratification and distraction. Prayer then fills that vessel with light, remembrance, and peace. Beyond spiritual significance, the physiological benefits are widely recognized. One remarkable process fasting triggers is autophagy, Greek for self-eating. It is the body's mechanism for cellular cleanup, identifying and removing damaged components. This process maintains cellular health, helps slow aging, and is linked to reduced risk of chronic diseases. Intermittent fasting improves insulin sensitivity, a key factor in preventing type 2 diabetes and managing weight. As insulin falls, the body becomes more responsive when we eat and shifts to stored fat as fuel, leading to fat loss and better metabolic flexibility. Fasting can reduce inflammation markers throughout the body, important in conditions like heart disease and arthritis. Similarly, the meditative, structured nature of Salah offers mental and physiological benefits. Prayer can lower blood pressure, reduce heart rate, and decrease cortisol, our primary stress hormone. The physical movements, standing, bowing, prostrating, and sitting, gently stretch muscle groups, improve flexibility and blood flow. Prostration increases cerebral circulation and can feel invigorating. Viewed through a wellness lens, mindfulness, controlled breathing, and movement in Salah mirror establish stress reduction techniques. These established benefits show a clear, measurable link between ancient spiritual practices and modern health. The spiritual benefits are paramount: forgiveness, increased faith, gratitude, compassion. This is why millions practice with dedication, to polish the heart and nourish the soul in harmony with the Creator and creation. While the observable physiological benefits are compelling, they may only represent one layer of a much more intricate reality. This leads to a fascinating speculative hypothesis. Could these spiritual practices initiate changes at a quantum level? The quantum realm, our world's fundamental substrate, is the domain of subatomic particles, probability, superposition, and entanglement. Everything in our universe is governed by these quantum laws. Atoms, molecules, cells, DNA, neurons. Is it possible that our conscious, intentional acts of worship can interact with this foundational level of our biology? Instead, intention, focus, and spiritual state cultivated during these practices could subtly influence quantum processes within our bodies every microsecond. Could focused prayer affect the probability of quantum events in our neural pathways, promoting peace and coherence? Could fasting's metabolic shift change the quantum efficiency of enzymatic reactions or the tunneling of protons and electrons inside mitochondria? Not that prayer rearranges atoms, but it might organize the quantum fields that give rise to biological structures, like tuning an instrument. Prayer with deep intention and focus could be the tuning that creates more harmonious quantum vibrations. Enhanced coherence could cascade upward into improved cellular function, more efficient energy production, and greater well-being, downstream of a quantum adjustment. To explore this, we turn to quantum biology, an emerging field revealing non-trivial quantum effects in living organisms. Photosynthesis relies on quantum coherence. Energy explores all possible paths to find the most efficient route to the reaction center. Birds may navigate via entangled electrons in their retinas. Quantum tunneling appears crucial to many enzymatic reactions, smell, and even spontaneous mutations. Life is not just classical chemistry, it is quantum-powered chemistry. This suggests the body is a highly sophisticated quantum information processing system, offering a credible scientific framework to explore deeper questions of consciousness and spiritual states. If quantum effects underlie fundamental processes, it is not a leap to wonder if our spiritual practices can engage these mechanisms. One of the most important concepts in quantum physics is coherence. A system is coherent when components behave in coordinated wave-like fashion, like soldiers in perfect step or ripples spreading uniformly. Healthy biology is a marvel of coherence. Heartbeat, respiration, brainwaves, and synchronized cellular reactions. Disease often reflects breakdowns in order and communication. 5 daily prayers impose a coherent rhythm on the day. Focused intention and repetition could entrain the brain and body into coherence. Fasting simplifies inputs and triggers repair, potentially reducing biological noise and enhancing systemic order. The human brain generates measurable electrical activity. Brainwaves, delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma, each tied to states from deep sleep to focused attention. The structured, focused, repetitive nature of sala shares traits with meditation, often shifting activity from beta toward alpha and theta. Prostration may uniquely ground the body's field, further promoting calming brainwave states. Beyond brainwaves, traditions speak of a biofield. While fringe, some researchers explore subtle fields with sensitive instruments. Our bodies may generate a subtle field. Distress appears as disruption, health as coherence. Could focused prayer, purification through fasting, and sincerity of heart bring greater coherence and harmony to this field? A coherent biofield could provide a healthier energetic blueprint for the body, promoting cellular communication and order. This is, of course, speculative, but it frames how thoughts, intentions, and spiritual states might exert an ordering effect on biology. Bridging the unseen world of faith and the seen world of flesh and blood. A heart filled with peace may translate into a body functioning with greater harmony down to the quantum level. The peace we feel after prayer might be the psychological experience of a real, measurable increase in biological coherence. We are not a mind separate from a body, nor a soul separate from ourselves. We may be a unified field of being where thoughts, emotions, spiritual state, and quantum biology are intertwined. In Islam, niyyah, the sincerity of intention, is the cornerstone of action. Intention could be the informational mechanism that directs energy and organizes quantum processes. A prayer performed with presence is informationally different from one performed mechanically. Health is not merely absence of disease, but harmony and coherence across physical, mental, and spiritual domains. Disconnection or turmoil can create incoherence that may manifest physically. Prayer and fasting are not just for the soul. They may be ultimate preventative medicine, maintaining coherence and integrity. This perspective dissolves barriers between the religious and the scientific. The laws of the spiritual and physical may be expressions of a single underlying divine order. 1400-year wisdom and 21st century discoveries could be two languages of the same reality. We do not need quantum physics to validate faith. The peace of prayer and clarity from fasting are self-evident to those who live them. But considering these possibilities lets us see prayer as biological alignment and fasting as deep cellular and energetic recalibration. These practices are a gift operating on our behalf, beyond normal perception, polishing our souls and our cells. The next time we stand for prayer, imagine addressing our Creator and bringing our biological orchestra into harmony. The next time hunger visits during a fast, imagine silent renewal at a cellular level, powered by quantum efficiency. Our faith is not a departure from the physical world, but engagement with it at its deepest level. The hidden connections between spiritual state and physical health testify to just design that is wise and compassionate, biological coherence, biofield harmony, a soul at peace. The ancient paths of prayer and fasting may be direct routes to wholeness, aligning inner world with the outer cosmos, transforming us particle by particle into a harmonious expression of life.